Good morning, students, and welcome to week 8 of online learning. We're going to start off our lesson today with a joke. Which president is the least guilty? Lincoln, because he is innocent. Ha 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 ha. Get it? Because he's innocent on the penny, but he's also innocent, not guilty. So, moving on. The title of our lesson today for social studies is governing Texas. So we are going to learn more about the government both in Texas at the local and state level and also at governing the whole country at the federal level. So our job today, the TEK is 4.18a. The student understands the importance of effective leadership in a constitutional republic. The student is expected to identify leaders in state, local, and national governments, including the governor, local members of the Texas legislature, and the local mayor, U.S. senators, local U.S. representatives, and Texans who have been President of the United States. So, the objective today is short and sweet. Identify one local, one state, and one federal government official from Texas. So, just to review the levels of government. There are 3 levels of government in the U.S. We have local, which include members of the Texas state legislature, and also those are also at the state level, but they're elected locally. Then we have U.S. representatives who are elected at the state level, who represent us at the federal level as well. And then we have the mayor, who is the local leader or city council, but for our case in Fort Worth, we have a mayor. Then at the state level, we have U.S. senators who also represent us at the federal level. And then we have a governor who is the leader of our state government. And then at the federal level, we have a president. Of course, we also have Congress, which is where senators and representatives represent us. And then we also have the judicial level where we have the Supreme Court. So, we are going to watch a quick review video.
Welcome to Kids Academy.
Hi, boys and girls. Do you know how laws are made? There are 3 branches of government in the United States. Each branch has a special responsibility in the lawmaking process. The legislative branch makes the laws. The United States Congress runs the legislative branch. Congress members introduce bills, which are ideas for new laws. A bill cannot become a law until it is approved by the executive branch. The President of the United States is the leader of the executive branch. The President can approve or veto a bill. When a bill is vetoed, it is rejected. When the President signs a bill, it becomes a law. The executive branch also enforces laws to make sure that people follow them. The judicial branch is made up of courts and judges. The U.S. Supreme Court is the highest court in the judicial branch. Members of the judicial branch review laws to make sure they are fair. It's trivia time. Let's see what you know about the 3 branches of government. Question 1. Which branch of the United States government is responsible for making laws? A. The judicial branch. B. The legislative branch. C. The executive branch. If you need to think about it, pause the video. Go back and peek at the lesson again if you need more help. The answer is B. The legislative branch makes the laws. Great job. Question 2. Who is the leader of the executive branch? A. The President. B. The Supreme Court. C. Congress. Correct. The answer is A. The President of the United States is the leader of the executive branch. The executive branch enforces laws to make sure that people follow them. Let's try one more. Question 3. Who reviews laws in the judicial branch? A. Congress members. B. American citizens. C. Court judges. Yes. The answer is C. The judicial branch reviews laws to make sure they are fair. Great job. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Okay, that was just a really quick review of the 3 branches of government. Now we're going to get into our elected government officials. First, at the local level, we have Betsy Price, who is the mayor of the city of Fort Worth. And again, she is the local leader. We also have a city council that she has a seat on, but she is the primary voice and face of our city and local government. Next, we have our state representatives. So we have Ramon Romero Jr., who is the Texas State Representative for Fort Worth. Stephanie Click, who is another Texas State Representative for Fort Worth. So these people are currently serving in the Texas State Legislature. So they don't go to the big Congress in D.C. They stayed with the state legislature here in Texas. We have Nicole Collier, who is a Texas State Representative for Fort Worth. And we have Craig Goldman, who is also a Texas State Representative for Fort Worth. Then we have Kelly Hancock, who is a Texas State Senator for Fort Worth. So again, he's going to the Texas State Legislature, not the National Congress in D.C. And then we have Greg Abbott, who is the governor of Texas. So he is the face of Texas, the voice of Texas. He is the one with the power. He's the one who's kind of been deciding everything about the regulations and lifting the rules as far as the coronavirus pandemic goes. So he's kind of the one in charge of everything at the state level. Then at the federal level, we have Kay Granger, who is a U.S. representative for Fort Worth. Then we have Mark Vesey, who is a U.S. representative for Fort Worth as well. So they serve in the U.S. House of Representatives, and these two are from the district that includes Fort Worth here in Texas. And then we have Ted Cruz, who is a senator for Texas. He goes to the National Congress in D.C., and he serves in the Senate. And then the other senator that we have, each state has 2 senators in our country. So Ted Cruz was one, and then John Cornyn is the other senator for Texas. Now, Texas has, or each state in the House of Representatives has a different number of representatives. However, Mark Vesey and Kay Granger are the 2 who are representing the districts that Fort Worth has, because it's based entirely on population, how many representatives that each state gets in the National House of Representatives. Then, looking to continue the federal level, we have former presidents who either lived in Texas or who primarily live here or who were born here. So Dwight D. Eisenhower is a former U.S. president, and he was born in Denison, Texas, so north of Dallas. Then we have Lyndon Baines Johnson, who is also a former U.S. president, and he was born in Stonewall, Texas. Then, of course, we have George Herbert Walker Bush, who is a former U.S. president who primarily lived in Texas. And then his son, George W. Bush, who is another former U.S. president. He was president before Barack Obama, so 2 presidents ago, and he primarily lives in both Waco, Texas and Dallas, Texas. He has living spaces in both areas. Okay, so that concludes our formal lesson today. Make sure you check out the MOL. It'll be in your Google Classroom lesson. This is graded, so please do your very best. Then your assignment is in Achieve 3000 under Social Studies. Your lesson is the quote other unquote elections. Check out these vocabulary words: bill, compromise, disaster, majority, minor, politics, population, and reject. Then talk about the before reading poll and your thoughts. Does every vote count? Why or why not? And then explain that, your choice. Then you must complete Stop and Jots, the after reading poll, and your math activity, but optionally you can complete the stretch article activity and then also the thought question. Now, your extension activity for our lesson, you will research one of the government officials we talked about today and compile a report about them. There is more information found in the Governing Texas Extension Activity document that you find on Google Classroom in our lesson for today. Make sure to submit all of this on Google Classroom if you are able. Of course, you can also message me. So just to review, your job today was to identify 1 local, 1 state, and 1 federal government official from Texas. So let's talk about, remember, we have Mayor Betsy Price, who's a local official. We have Governor Greg Abbott, who is a state official. And then we have Senator John Cornyn and former President George W. Bush, who are government officials from Texas at the federal level, both past and present. Nice job today, guys. Keep up the hard work, and I'll see you next week.